In the wallet of my dad every night $20 for his breakfast, for his lunch, because he had breakfast at home, $20 for lunch. And my mom said, tomorrow I will see two of my friends, Mr. So and so, two friends. I recognized the night before my dad, my mom inserted $60. $20 for my dad and $40 for his friends. Every night like that. In Asia, if you invite people for lunch, for a meal, you have to pay. You have to pay. In this country, you invite your friends, most often, who will eat more, pay more. Right? That is in this country. So you can eat whatever you want, you pay. I will not pay for you. In Asia, I invite you, so I pay for you. But if you eat too much, you drink too much, I will never see you again. I will go home and tell my spouse, that man or that woman ate too much. You gave me $20, he ate $25. Okay, so that is positive, negative again. But the mom is the boss inside of the family. For 25 years, my dad never knew about his salary because everything is controlled by my mom. Relation between family and society, now we talk about society. All people in the society are brothers and sisters or members of the family. Use the same term to address the people who are not members of the family. And in Vietnam, we do not have the term Mr. or Mrs. Or we do not have the term that guy, no, we don't have it. We have the term of the family because we are all members of the country belong to the same root. So when I talk to somebody who is older than me, I call it my older brother. Then I talk to other people, I use the same term, my older brother. I talk to my dad and the generation of my daddy, of my father, uncle, big uncle, young uncle, small uncle, we have different terms. Then if I see somebody who belongs to the same age with my dad, I also call him uncle or aunt. So if you learn Vietnamese and if you hear, you will be very confused because you think, wow, all of his friends are brothers and sisters, uncles and aunts, or grandparents. Why do you have so many grandparents? No, I have only one grandparent. Why you also call him grandpa? Well, because he's a friend of my grandpa. So very confusing. Very, very confusing. The second one is the term Nguyen. 50% of the Vietnamese are Nguyen, like it, for the Anglo, Nguyen is very popular. Nguyen. Why Nguyen is so popular? The reason why it is so popular is because Nguyen was the latest royal kingdom of Vietnam. So if you want to tell people that, yeah, I look very ugly now, but I have some royal blood. Therefore, my family name is Nguyen. Nguyen, that is the family name of the king. I am called Nguyen. I share some blood with the king. Harmony. Once again, we can see here, harmony among members of the family society is very important. We always focus on harmony. And here, when you look at the document, Asian and Pacific presence, harmony in faith. Harmony in faith. If we do not have harmony, that means chaos. You work in the office, you work at some places, if you don't see the harmony, that is not a good place for you. For us here, we talk about the productivity as the blessing. For us, Asians, we talk about, for Vietnamese, we talk about harmony. First, productivity after. And harmony of what? Heaven and earth, and human being and yourself. So three things: heaven, earth, human being. Human being includes yourself. Family and social traditions. Family and social traditions are highly rated and well maintained. Remember this. This is what you should remember. Culture is as important as the Bible to the Christians. If our Christians read the Bible and follow the Bible and copy the Bible, the Vietnamese or the Asians look at that culture as the criteria. I think that is what our Americans should look at the Muslim countries. We go over there, we think we can help them. We forgot that culture, and that culture is the Bible. You want to change it? Do it slowly. Because do not say, oh, this is good, we should do it, democracy is good. I am not against it. Democracy is good. But for them, it is a part of that culture, and the culture is the Bible. You can change it, yes, but slowly, and how? And how? That is important. And that is why many Americans, including me, when I go to another country, people look at us as the ugly American. You complain too much, because we don't see that culture as the Bible. How about the family society? Mutual concession, mutual respect, saving face is important. Families, villages, nations' reputation are emphasized. So here are some of the facts. I think we already knew about it. Mutual concession, so that we can have harmony. Social behavior and growth are very important. So when you talk to people and then you just do not pay attention to it, you just, okay, that is not a good sign. You always look at the sign language. Once again, sign language is very important. You see and you know, okay, you can talk with a person because of some sign, or you cannot communicate with that person. Moral standards are more important than material standards. Therefore, we always talk about, oh, love, oh, forgiveness, more than we talk about productivity. We talk about harmony. We talk about mutual concession. We talk about mutual understanding more than productivity. In this country, productivity. In this country, time on time. Timing is important. Well, timing is important, but harmony is more important. So if people come to the meeting late for 3 minutes, but because of harmony, I feel okay. That is why many Asians used to come late. And I myself, I hate it. Maybe I'm too Americanized. I hate it. 5:30, 5:30. Once in a while, 5:35. But why always? Why always? You know, that is the challenge for those who are Americanized or who are Americans. Because for them, harmony, mutual understanding, mutual concession. Or the reason why they come late because on the way there was an accident, because on the way his spouse called him for something, for go for something, or on the way to go out, one of the children said, oh mom, I need money. So they must help. Okay, that is harmony, that is mutual concession. But for us, timing, productivity, different criteria. New Year, if you combine every single feast day, if you combine Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, Independence Day, you have the Vietnamese New Year celebration. Everything just in 1 week. But in that week, you can do everything you want. In this country, for commercial, you have different, every month you have some kind of on sale. You have some kind of celebration. In Asia, in Vietnamese, you have a week of celebrating Tet, the New Year. You can see like each year has each different symbol, like this is the year of goat. On horse, the horse, you can see like a horse here. It looks like a horse. Yeah, and for a week, people live without any rule. everywhere return to their parents' home during the New Year. That is why you see during the New Year, thousands of Chinese get stuck because they cannot go home, and then some accident, or maybe hundreds, thousands of people were cheated because of they raised the cost of traveling. Also for the New Year, it is like Shabbat in the Old Testament where people forgive debts, forgive one another, and try to forget others. So we believe the New Year we can everything back fast, and we can have new relationship again, especially between husband and wife. For the end of the year, we say to your spouse, honey, I know many things. I don't feel comfortable with you. I'm sorry that I also offended you. I forgive you, and I really you forgive me. Before the New Year, husband and wife say something like that. Children and parents, something like that. So you can begin a new year, a new life. Religiously, it is very good. That is the way of sacrament of confession in our church. Be careful of these two flags. You know, this one, the flag from Vietnam, that is the real flag for Vietnamese in this country. On the right, with the star and the red symbolizes the blood. The star, that is for communists. So by mistake, you chose the flag with the star, that means to honor communism. And gosh, it will be a disaster when you honor the wrong flag. For us, flag signifies patriotism. Sign and body language, once again, very important. Say to the elderly is not polite. If you nod your head among friends only is okay, but not between you and somebody with title that you socially. You can act like your father say something, you say, That is what many of Vietnamese kids are doing here. When daddy say, Tom, come here. Is that yours? What? And they did not know what's wrong. Because at school, when they talk to teachers, and at home, when they say, daddy says, what? And they also say, daddy, what? See? For us, don't say, always say yes. Always say yes, always. Here you hear. If you want to shake hands with an elderly couple, shake the man's hand first and slightly bow to the woman. With the younger couple, shake hands. Do not stand too close to opposite gender, especially a younger people may think you are flirting. That is why I said, I want to be American, but you know. Catholic Church in Vietnam, since the 16th century, the first missionaries came to Vietnam, and the Vietnamese alphabet is founded by Father Alexander Roach. So we use the same Roman alphabet. That is only one of few countries in Asia use Roman alphabet. For the church, we have 117 sites unbeatified, including French, Spanish, and Vietnamese. Nowadays, there are about 7 billion Catholics, and we still fight against the government, and we still do not mix very well with the society. Once again, loyalty to the leaders, especially to the charismatic leaders, bishop, priests, religious are the leaders, and receive high respect equal to grandparents and parents. As we talk about the social order, people also expect the clergy and religious to act accordingly like the parents, like the good parents. In Vietnam, there are 26 dioceses, 2,228 parishes, and many priests. Swimming against the tide, communism. The church stands with underprivileged people, and now we have some kind of fighting, split among our clergy. One is called state-run clergy, and another one is called church clergy. Even among bishops, that is sad. Even among bishops, some bishops bend too much to the demand of the government, and people know about it. So they don't like some bishop. And they look at this bishop as, hey, you are not my bishop. Meanwhile, the other bishop, no, this is the rule of the church. And boy, that diocese, that bishop is truly persecuted. Religious feast, we have the Vietnamese martyrs, November 24th. From like this, usually it happens during Advent season, and we cannot celebrate high because it's coincided with Advent season. Our Lady of Lava, you can see the picture of Our Lady of Lava everywhere over there. This is the Vietnamese traditional dress. This is Jesus. Lava, that is the village, the name of the village. Like a Lourdes, like a Fatima. Religious feast. Each person celebrates solemnly the feast day, religious feast day. Like my name is Anthony. In Vietnam, we celebrate by feast day, the feast day of Saint Anthony. We did not celebrate birthday until recently, when we received more influence by the Americans. Before that, rarely I tell people, what is my birthday? When is my birthday? Maybe that is good, because I do not need to reveal my age. I always celebrate Saint Anthony. Yeah. Demonstration of faith. The Vietnamese love Mass, sacraments, Eucharistic adoration, procession, recitation of the Rosary, pilgrimage, and popular devotion. With this one, I think that all Asian Catholics are the same. If you listen to the Filipinos, the Korean, the Indonesian, all of us are the same, popular devotion. For the people in this country, they pay attention to the understanding of faith. You see it here, demonstration of faith versus understanding of faith. In Europe, in this country, we focus on understanding of faith. The Hispanic, the Asians, focus on demonstration of faith. Understanding of faith, you love to know God. You love to know God. Through the Bible studies, through some workshop, through some courses. Demonstration of faith, you love to see God from your experience. How? Mass, sacraments, adoration, procession, rosary, pilgrimage, and popular devotion. Vietnamese, in this diocese, there are 7 Catholic communities, 19 Vietnamese priests. That is the second highest number of ethnic groups, priests, in this diocese. Hispanic, we have all Hispanic. Last year we had 21 Filipinos and 21 Vietnamese priests. But then this year, the Filipino priest has only 19 and the Vietnamese has 20. So that is the second to the highest. For Pope Benedict, 7 seminarians, about 5,000 people attend Mass regularly. Challenge. Mass is still in Vietnamese. You will be lost when you come to a Mass in Vietnamese because everything is in Vietnamese. People laughed and you don't know why they laughed. You laugh also because they laughed because everything is in Vietnamese. I understand it. Why they want to have Mass in Vietnamese, because when they say, especially the Act of Contrition, especially the Our Father, when they say with their father's tongue, mother language, they think the feeling is touched. Therefore, they still prefer to have Mass in Vietnamese, and we still celebrate the Vietnamese martyrs together. Language and culture are still taught at all these 7 groups. Once again, culture is very important. Therefore, we have to teach culture. Challenge. Still isolated, not mixed easily with the parish. Some leaders still carry their theology and traditions from the 70s and do not want to change. Even though they attend workshop and training. Yes, workshop and training, we have it. Go home, the same thing again. Nothing is new. They don't want to change. They use culture as an excuse. Some ministers are not up to date on their liturgy and theology. Some signs of conflict between the older and younger generation I mentioned to you. At school, the kids learn this way, go home, another one. It is for every group. Anonymous emails and letters are used against each other. That is what I hate most. And first I thought that only Vietnamese people have it, but when I work with other people, they say, oh Father, it is everywhere, even among Americans. When they do not like somebody, they create some kind of anonymous emails and they send it to the whole world. And we don't know who is responsible. That is what happened among Vietnamese people. The people who are good in high tech abuse it very often. And many people are suffering. If they like you, they say nothing. If they don't like you, they say, oh, that man is this, that man is that. And half of the story is not true. Some very small parts are true. That people are confused. Oh, this one is correct, this one is correct. And 90% are not correct. But they say, yeah, some correct over there. So you have a tendency to believe. Some leaders have learned that customs of other denominations and anti-clergy. And anti-clergy. That is why many Vietnamese countries do not want to work with the Vietnamese communities. Sadly to say, because many people are anti-clergy. They say, oh, I have been in this parish for 25 years. I want one of the founders of the Vietnamese Catholic community here. I stay here, I die here. Priests just come and gone. Why we have to follow them? Why we have to follow them? When I am the founder, when I do it for many, many years, why I need to follow the priest? See? And that is why many young Vietnamese priests say, no, let the other people do, I cannot do, because my culture, my understanding is different. That is the big challenge. What needs to be done? Sister Jennifer is trying to open the PMFP program, and we need more candidates for CMFP. We have PMFP, but CMFP, I wish we have more Vietnamese here. The problem is the language, because the language is English. And people who are good in English don't have time to go. And people are good in Vietnamese, they go home, they study it, and the same thing again. But we need to try. We need to try at least for 1 generation, 2 generations, something like that. More training in liturgical areas. That is what we're missing big. I love liturgy. I love liturgy like many of you love art. I love liturgy. So when I see the liturgy applied not correctly, I say, oh my gosh, should I close my eyes? Or I just say, it's not correct. But then that is what we are seeing in many places. And if you correct them, they feel very angry. Once again, we have been doing that for years. Why do you change it? Oh, Bishop just last year came and Bishop said, Mass is so beautiful. And if Bishop said Mass is so beautiful, why do you correct us? See? I almost say, Bishop nicely say Mass is beautiful, but he does not want to say, this part is not correct, this part is not correct, this part is not correct. That is the duty of the pastor. But that is the challenge. We need more training in liturgy. Youth and young adults, again, it is the concern from our bishop. Youth and young adults are strongly encouraged by the pastor and priest to attend the Asian Pacific Days or Youth Day of the Diocese or workshop. And finally, contribution. I just summarize. This is nothing new, just summarize. Values of the family, bonds, unity and harmony, demonstration of faith, love of sacraments, universality of the Catholic Church, cultural aspect of the Asian Vietnamese community, high respect for elderly, strong education for children, industrious and loyal workers, going to church as family, vocation, 20% of priestly ordination come from the Asian Vietnamese community, 25% of religious vocation come from the Asian Vietnamese community. And finally, you passed the test. Thank you and have a good day. Now we have candidates, and I think that our MC will lead with the questions.
Thank you, Father Anthony.
With the large number of Vietnamese who go into clergy, and the fact that earlier you stated the clergy have the same respect as the elderly, and yet the community, I'm having trouble comprehending why they don't follow the parish pastor. Yeah, I see you leave and you get a different one, but if you have that respect, why don't they show and demonstrate the respect?
Very good question. On one hand, they get vocation, that is that they respect priests, they are local priests, they are Vietnamese priests. On the other hand, they just want to follow the Bible, their theology, their liturgy. That means that they ignore the advice of their priests, even Vietnamese priests. Yes, it is a very big challenge, especially in the dioceses where the Vietnamese play a significant role. Always. That is why we need some, here we use the term first generation and second generation. First generation like me, who came to this country, and then we are first generation. Second generation are the ones who are born here, and they are very Americanized. However, the right term, the sociologist, and I myself, I like it, is the generation 1.5. 1.5. So 1.5, I would say like me. I know both Vietnamese culture very well, I can say very well. I also know the American culture, I can say also very well. I am trained here, I have degrees here, I live with Americans here. Sometimes people come and challenge me, Father, how much do you know American culture? And jokingly I said, well, I can curse American style like they curse. The 1.5 generation are the ones who explain the theology, the philosophy, the liturgy, the culture. More and more, say thanks to God, more and more for the Vietnamese. We have many people like that. They are lawyers, they are teachers, they are not young anymore, but then they are reinforced, both their culture and their liturgy in this country. Now, we have many courses for the seminarians who should know both about their culture, Vietnamese culture, and American culture. Some other countries, some other populations, the young kids just know American culture, or just stick with their culture. The blessing here for us is in all Vietnamese communities or parishes, there are classes in culture, classes in Vietnamese language. And at school, they are taught American culture. At the church, they focus on Vietnamese language and culture. And they feel very good when they come into the church. And people say, I say, how are you? Stand up, how are you? Fine, thank you, Father. Fine, thank you, Father. For you to say, just say, fine, thank you. Why did you need to bow? Bowing is a sign of respect. That means I know they are learning something there. So the older generation may be hard to change, but the younger generation, they become the human bridge. Yes, I saw.
Thank you, Father. In one of our talks about Buddhism, they imply that Buddhism was a philosophy, but I've always heard that Buddhism is also considered religion. So is it both or neither?
It is both. For me, okay, let me give my own observation. For me, yes, it is a religion. They believe in Buddha, they believe in the God. God is not Buddha. Buddha is just one of God's children, the enlightened one. Yes, I believe Buddhism is a religion. However, according to the criteria of the Westerners, their Buddhism is a philosophy. Because they do not talk directly about God. They do not talk directly about salvation. They do not talk about like the way we call doctrine. Our Catholic Church or Christian Church, we call it doctrine, very separately from philosophy. Once again, for Buddhism, remember they focus on harmony. Earth, heaven, earth, and human being. If you can find harmony with heaven and earth with yourself, that is religion. So from the eyes of the Westerners, of the American philosophies, it is a philosophy. In the eyes of the Asian, it is a religion. Therefore, in Burma, for example, many Buddhist monks accepted to die because of their religion, of Buddhism. It is a philosophy. I'm not sure how many people accepted to die because of philosophy. If they burn themselves, we disagree. Why you burn yourself? For them, burning yourself, that is the gift you offer to God. That is religion. Oh.
Hello, Father. I'm from St. Mary Magdalene, and our pastor is Father Vincent O, who's a Vietnamese priest. And he's with the order of CMC, which is a congregation of Mary Co-Redemptrix.
Right.
And I've always been confused by that because, from what I understand, they believe that Mary and Jesus are redeemers and our salvation. Now, I've always been confused by that, so maybe you can shed some light on it.
The term itself confused. The philosophy and the explanation is not confused. The term is co-redemptrix. I think that lady would like to say. Co-redemptrix. When we hear about the term co-redemptrix, we think about I do a half, and then you share a half. However, Vatican II already said clearly, should we have on the decree, that means on document about Mary only, or should we put it in the decree, the church, because of the decree about the church, and Mary played a significant role in that decree, that document, the church. Now it is the term co-redemptrix. That means she shared some procedure with Jesus. For example, for the beginning of Jesus' salvation, she walked with Jesus to the wedding in Cana. When you go with Jesus, you are co-redemptrix. At the feet of Jesus at the cross, she's there. She also shared the journey. In that sense, all of us are also the co-redemptrix when we help other people. When you help your children to grow up, and the priest baptize it, you help the priest to baptize it, you are the co-redemptrix. You help your parents, you help your children to be baptized, to be saved. So in that sense, does that mean you share a half, I share a half? Sola Christus, only Jesus here gives salvation, no other salvation besides Jesus, but that all of us, like the disciples, are co-redemptrix in that sense.
Redemptrix. Makes sense,
Yes.
yeah.
Excuse me, Father. I am sorry to
Oh, the time is over?
I was coming.